Hello, hello, hello. Hello, my angels, my loves. I do want to come and do a reading for you today. I wasn't going to do one, but I just have an energy that's coming through really strong today. Um, and I want to get it out here to you. I have a couple of downloads, okay? A couple of things I want to be said. Some of them might be come across as being specific for some, and some just might be general reading, okay? I do feel like there is a specific reading. I feel like someone's out there trying to get away with a lot. I think they're trying to play in your energy. They're just trying to do a lot, just a low vibrational stuff, okay? Somebody might be in the streets doing some hustling, trying to make ends meet, or just thinking that they're untouchable, very arrogant. I do feel like your day is coming. You're being watched, okay? Uh, so if you know you're someone in the streets, if you know that you're feeling very cocky, you feel like you've been doing this for a minute, you feel like you're good and all's well, continue to move like you're moving. But I feel like you're being watched. I feel like you have somebody around you should not trust around you. I feel like somebody around you is going to get in trouble, and when they get in trouble, that they're going to tell on you, and your days are being numbered. Someone you think you can trust, you can't trust. That's for someone specifically. Okay. I also feel like there is someone that has a woman. There is a married man acting single, carrying on affairs with other women, possibly even men. Okay, definitely. Someone out here who's just living in lust. I feel like this might be someone who's actually almost like a pimp, so to speak. Have women going out there doing things, collecting money off of them as well. All right, they're hooking them up and getting a cut off of what they get. Not so much that they're just hooking up with them. I think that the person that they're married to is collecting money from other guys and acting in a way. I feel like it's, I don't want to say open relationship, but they're both doing their own thing and they're just not discussing it internally, okay? These people do have an STD. They have an STD. I don't think that they received it from each other. I think they received it because they're both out here being sloppy, being trashy, open their legs up for any time, dick and airy for their own selfish reasons. And I feel like neither one of them knows who they caught it from, and they're blaming the other one for that, okay? But it is going to come out. I feel like the masculine in that marriage is tired, wants to move on, but the feminine in that marriage does not want him to move on. I think it's just a big, messy situation, a lot of conflicts, a lot of internal conflicts, external conflicts. Um, they just need to let it go. It's a toxic situation. Constant arguing, constant fussing, constant fighting. I feel like they have an adult child, and the adult child is frequently getting just tired of it themselves, of why they can't just get along. People are just starting to get tired of always hearing about the drama that they have on in their relationships, okay? But this is their karma, because neither one of them are healed or healthy for one another, and they just need to let go. They need to know when it's time to let go of a situation that's been done with a long time ago and move on. These are people that's acting out in their sun sign, their ego, their core ego. They're worried about more about their identity, how they come across to other people, what people would think if they knew about their relationship, about the things that are really going on behind the doors of their relationship. They care more about that than they do themselves. They care more about how they come across, how they look, how people see them, this image that they're wearing, this mask that they're wearing, more than what they care about their self respect, placing boundaries, their self worth, how they should want to be treated. Neither one of them treat the other one with respect. They have nasty mouths. They talk to each other any way they want to. They're not faithful. They're not loyal. They degrade one another. Neither one of them are really happy. They just sleep with each other and that's it. It's not a loving relationship, and I don't even know what they're there for monetary reasons, just to kind of codependent on one another. Okay, yeah, they just come across as actors and actresses, just pretending for the public to put on the show that they're happy, and they're not. They're not. Some of them, one or two of them, are actually in a same-sex relationship. They're introducing third parties into their relationship, their home life, to try to spruce up the relationship, or just because they're both in their sexual chakra, acting out of a sexual chakra. Okay, it's just a mess. It's a mess. This is not a loving, healthy relationship at all. It's not based on love. It's based off money. It's based off sex. It's based off materialism. It's based off of greed. There's a lot of manipulation going on in there. Someone might actually have a Ford. Could be a white Ford with the card being white. Okay. Somebody wants to say they love you, collective, but they can't be with you. They can't be with you because they have all this trash going on in their background. Somebody who feel like they actually might be the black sheep of their family. This is ridiculous. Someone's thinking about you a lot, and somebody in this dynamic likes to bake. They like to cook. Okay, they may even cook for people, cook for events, cook, maybe have a food truck, maybe just like to have food that they like to cook for people, give out. People might just enjoy their cooking. They just like baking, preparing meals, making baked goods all the time. And even with baked goods out here, this could just been something that's been cooking for a long time. That people know about this toxicity that they have going on. These people definitely live in Florida. They live in Florida. What else can pull up on these people? They're a trickster for sure. They're trying to trick the public. They're mischievous. They're playful. They enjoy causing chaos. Somebody could work in the healthcare, or someone needs to have a healthcare visit. Someone might have some health issues going on, mental, physical, emotional health. Definitely, and probably an STD in here, so somebody needs to get an STD checkup. Someone may work on cars or have a Ford car. Threesomes, with the threes coming up, somebody's engaging in that, or someone could be in their 30s, or someone's birthday could fall in March. Okay, definitely with the three is third party activity going on in here. Somebody's birthday could fall on the 3rd of the month. They could be a life path 3. What else, Spirit? Law enforcement. I told you when I started this off, law enforcement is somewhere in here. Law enforcement definitely is coming up, okay? I feel like this is a group of people who are doing some illegal, shady business. And they think that law enforcement does not have their eye on it, does not know about it, is not watching them, or is clueless to what they have going on. And they're not, okay? So the days for this is over. Okay, it might not be today or tomorrow, but it's over. Somebody's definitely, law enforcement is definitely watching that. Authority is all over that. Okay, a third party may have mentioned something to a law enforcement, but definitely law enforcement is advised as to something illegal going on with what they have going on, or somebody could actually already been arrested, going to get arrested, have a court appointment to date to go to. Someone needs to see a lawyer. Someone might live near a lake or live near a lakeside. Someone could have something to do with the lake. Lake is green, which talks about compassion, relationships, balance. Someone needs to balance something out. Why is lake and law enforcement? Is a law enforcement going to drag a lake, look by a lake for some type of evidence? We have healthcare, lake, law enforcement. Is someone receiving healthcare, maybe at a dialysis center or somewhere out by a lake? Is a jail out by a lake, a courthouse out in front of a lake? Something there. I have to look into it. Somebody disappears at night. They might be disappearing at night and going out and sitting by a lake. Somebody who does not have who's not balanced with their emotions right now. Someone who could be having sensual hookups at night while they're disappearing at night, because this is the sacral. The sacral does talk about our where we have our intimacy at. sick or disappearing at night. Like, someone could get caught up by law enforcement while they're disappearing sitting by the lake at night. Someone has a red car. They have a red Ford. They have a red car. They could go by the name Red hair. That could be a nickname. Guy or male. Red dreads, like to wear the color red. Someone could be Hispanic. Or they could know someone Hispanic or dealing with someone who's Hispanic. Someone could be dating someone who's young, a young Hispanic female or young Hispanic male. Somebody's homebodied or staying home now. If they weren't homebodied before, they're a little bit homebodied now because they have a lot going on. Someone might be dealing with a pinched nerve, and maybe that's why they have to go to the healthcare. They have a pinched nerve in the hand, arm, leg, neck, back. Someone also could have a Dodge, could have a red Dodge, could have a red Ford, could be a car, could be a truck. Someone who disappears in this type of car at night. I let my friends control me. Someone who gives a lot, cares a lot about what their friends have to say. They make their final decisions based off of their friends. And someone who might like to play basketball or live near somewhere where there's a basketball or basketball court. Okay, or with this being pink, this is something that they did in their childhood from their root chakra. Their childhood stability. He knows about you. Somebody's involved with somebody who the significant other is very well of who you are collective. Whether it's a he or she, they know that you were involved with the person that they're with, and they know that that person has feelings for you. And either that third party or your person could stay on the north side, or you may stay on the north side. Someone could have someone with the name Mary. Mary might mean something to someone. Someone might feel like they're homeless right now, does not, or be looking to move, does not necessarily mean that they have to have homeless. They could hang around somebody who's homeless, or they could just be homeless spiritually. They're just not in their spiritual home at this time. They feel a disconnect spiritually to God, to the divine, to the ancestors. They're missing an ancestor, okay? Somebody feels like they have a snake in the grass around them, someone they can't trust. And I'm telling you, there is somebody around them that they can't trust. Somebody who's going to get them caught up with the police, with the law. Someone who's going to get upset with them is going to say some things about them. They might get upset with them because they asked for a paternity test, because they think maybe a child is not theirs, okay? Someone could have had or does have a mobile home or looking at purchasing a mobile home. Someone could have a mobile home food truck. Someone might live near a wooded area or have this mobile home parked near a wooded area, which could also be around a basketball court. Or a basketball goal may be out there, which is in Florida. But it could be on the north side, or it could be near somewhere, a wooded area where homeless people generally freak by. And this person could know how to drive a forklift. What else is there? Let's get a little bit more readings on these. Now that we've clarified some of these, let's see what else we can say. Your person's generally outspoken, but this is somebody who starts a lot of projects and never gets it finished. So if they do have a food truck, it could be in the process of getting it started, but they might not have it up and going yet. They could still have some things they need to get, some licenses or something that needs to be done. This person can also do some construction work and were able to build this food truck on their own. Somebody with the initials V, W, X, F, or B. Somebody who needs to do some type of rehab, whether it's physical therapy, drug rehab, occupational therapy. Could need therapy if they're having dialysis. They might need dialysis for that therapy. Somebody who's shy about coming and communicating something about what's going on with their life. Okay. Somebody might sit around and build bonfires. Let's see, what else can we get? Somebody's been looking for love in all the wrong places. So having a lot of superficial relationships that keep falling apart, that they're not happy in. Okay, yeah, this person's married. They're married, but they're having affairs because they're looking for love in all the wrong places. Somebody could be near dry cleaners. Again, they could have this food truck near dry cleaners, or they can have some type of family property. Their family property could own a dry cleaners, or the family property could have a food truck. Could be a basketball court near, could be a school near. Schools have those. Somebody could be doing construction work near a school. Somebody could be on the east side, and someone could have received a DUI. All right, so let's do a little more clarification. Somebody wants to act single, but they're married, and somebody's driving a Toyota. Possibly red, possibly white. All right. Let's see, what is this going on? Why is this? I want to find out. I want to see if something else comes out about. Let me straighten some of these up. All right. So we do have that same-sex relationship. Definitely there's something going on sexual with this. There might be some threesomes going on, or someone does with the sex. They're trying to find out. They need to learn more about themselves. You know, why do they keep giving into these sexual relationships? Why are these relationships? Do they have the sexual fetish? Are they addicted to sex? Okay, were they possibly touched as a little child? Okay, why can they not say no to temptations with sex? All right, are they just enjoying the threesomes? Is that what it is? Because someone apparently knows how to manipulate them by offering sex, and this person does not seem to be able to know how to turn it away. So this is a problem for them, that they can't turn this away. So did something happen to them in their childhood? Were they touched? Do they feel like this is a way that a person shows love? Do they have some abandonment issues? Do they don't understand nurturing? Do they not understand the difference between intimacy and sexual fantasy? Okay, or does this person just have so much fantasies they don't understand the difference between making love and just having sex? All right, they're in a loveless relationship and they just keep having sex with women, thinking that they're finding love, but they're going about it the wrong way because they're unhealed. They haven't healed some things. All right, looks like a third party or a homeless person might actually tell on them about some illegal actions that they may have going on. Possibly a third party, when she finds out that the person doesn't want to be with them anymore, or questions the paternity of a child, might start trouble with her. Definitely though, snake in the grass. We have snake in the grass with law enforcement. So there's definitely somebody around them that's going to report something to the law enforcement around them. So let's verify some of this, because this is best really. And we have a DUI as well. So we have DUI, snake in the grass, law enforcement. So somebody might get into a disagreement with someone they thought was a friend, who turned out to be a snake in the grass, that calls them and say that this person's driving drunk. And this person might get pulled over for driving drunk and might have something other than alcohol in the car. This is what I'm feeling. All right, so the snake in the grass is somebody from someone's childhood. Water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This is the snake in the grass. for sure. The snake in the grass is this someone they've known from childhood, some of them that's been someone who has previously been generous with them, somebody they have a lot of emotional baggage with, okay? Somebody who they've celebrated with, spent time with, had cookouts with, still water sign, somebody they've entertained, partied, eaten with, celebrated holidays, birthdays with them, possibly even had other third parties hookups with them as well. Somebody that they considered a friend, somebody that they had around their community, they invited to their friends and their family, somebody who they actually feel disappointed in. They feel some regret, okay? For some reason, they're regretting now because they don't want to be in that situation anymore, okay? They're ready to let go of that part of their past and move forward from them. They want to change. They want to change in that environment, okay? And I'm wondering if that's what's going to cause this person to make a phone call to the police to say that this person is driving and drinking, and maybe this person's going to get pulled over and it's going to have more than just a little bit of alcohol on them when they have to run them with the police. This is very specific, guys. This is very specific. Yeah, so we have now more water sign. Water sign that's doing some emotional manipulation. They're doing a lot of emotional manipulation. They feel emotionally detached from this person because they feel like this person is starting conflict with them. They go towards an air sign, a Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, all right, and another water sign, and to give them their cup of love, all right. Someone who they may have that they feel like king, this knight of cups, they feel like is being moody with them, is very unstable. One minute they're blowing hot, one minute blowing cold, not really giving to them, not offering their love to them, okay? They're being very moody, act like they don't want to be there, creating arguments, and seems like they're not happy when they're with them. Not really, they're speaking to them like very short tones. If they ask a question, they're just answering it, not really being loving, not really spending time with them, act like they're too busy for them. And so this has this Cancer sign feeling, another sort of way. They're in their feelings, okay? So that's like this going to cause some confusion, some conflict within that situation. And it looks like an argument is going to brew in this Knight of Wands. Your partner is going to just kind of have a disagreement with them, and they're going to just kind of walk off. But they do walk off, but they do have a drink when they walk off. And I think out of pettiness, this water sign is going to call and say they've been drinking and driving, just stir up some confusion with them. And I think they are going to have an interaction with a police officer, okay? But I think there's going to be more than just a drinking and driving. I think there's going to be something else in that car. That car could possibly be a Dodge, a Ford. What are my other cars? It could be, yes, it could be a Dodge. It could be a Ford. It could be white. It could be Toyota. Okay. This is going to cause this person to sit them back on their ass to have to do some retrospection. This retrospecting is going to be done by Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, who's going to sit back and actually take a look back and collaborate with some other people as to how to get out of this situation, how to get out of this trouble. Okay, it's going to take some teamwork on his end to get out of the situation that this water sign has put him in, for sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, definitely conflict, inner and outer conflict going on in this relationship. Yeah, your person wants to leave. He wants to leave. He wants to go to a higher he wants to expand, grow. He wants to go far away from this situation. He wants to explore other options. Okay. He wants to offer his cup of love to someone else. He wants to have a new beginning. He's going through a spiritual awakening at this time. Okay. He no longer has enthusiasm. He no longer has passion to stay where he is. He does have passion for someone else, and he does want to go explore new territories that he's very passionate about. Someone who lives a little bit of a distance from him, and he is trying to manifest that person back into his life. An air sign, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, okay, and he wants to put an end to a situation or relationship that he's in so that he can move towards that person. But this is somebody who's ready to change. Who's ready to stop doing things the way that they have been doing things and make a change in their life. Somebody who wants to act as a king, who wants to be more logical in his approach, not act from the heart, not overthink things, okay? But be fair. He wants to offer someone fairness in their relationship. He wants to be give and take. He wants to stop having so many options and so many things that he put in priority to that person, and he wants to be able to make them a priority, okay? Stop living in the fantasy. Stop putting everything and anybody ahead of them. And he wants to take his time and focus on that relationship. He realized now that because he lacked focus, he procrastinated building with them, and that's what caused the relationship to come to an end, and caused the Queen of Heart, the woman that he loves, to close her heart and walk away and take her heart back from him. And he's devastated about that. He's devastated. His stability is emotional stability is not balanced. His physical stability is not balanced. There's chaos in the home. He, at this point, he feels like he just needs to sit back, recharge, think things through, find out how he can start over again. He's meditating, he's praying, he's trying to retreat from the world, try to look at things from another perspective of, if I can do it over again, how can I do it over again? What can I do differently that I didn't do the first time? How can I get this person to trust me? Now that I've ruined the trust between them, what has this person done? This person's going to a straight up psychopath. That's what it did. They abused the relationship and they went to an unconniving, unpredictable psychopath. And they hid their hand. This person was being deceitful. They were hiding the fact that they were dealing with a psychopath, that they were dealing with someone else. All right. Somebody who was actually envious of them. So not only was this person a psychopath, but they went to somebody who wanted it to be a competition. They wanted the collective to compete for him. And little did they know, the collective does not compete. We don't chase and we don't compete. If someone feel like they want to go somewhere else, we let them go. We know where we are. We're very, very clear in who we are and what we bring to the table. So we're not going to compete for someone. If somebody doesn't see us, we're a choice. If they don't choose us, then they can go on their own. Find somebody that they think is a better choice for them, okay? The third party felt very envious. They felt very envious that your person wanted to come towards you. So they wanted to put themselves in a competition to compete for that person against you. But you didn't compete back. That person possibly smokes with them. They smoked. They did the things that your person liked. And they fed onto them. You were the divine feminine. So the only thing you had to do was continue to walk, continue to be a lady, continue to be nurturing, sweet, angelic, loving, independent. Be about your money. Be about your, just be a boss. Okay? That's all you had to do. If your person wants to go, then they go. The fact that they went over there and now they're thinking about you and want to come back and there's conflict in the home lets you know that she couldn't keep them. But the thing about it is you don't want them. See, they have nothing but chaos going on in their home. Nothing but chaos because they're both two-facing. They both play a game. They both were lying to each other. They both cheating on each other. Both backstabbing each other. Neither of them really want to be there, which is the point that she didn't want you to have them. That's it. It's a dead-end stuck situation that nobody's happy in. It's stagnant, but nobody that's codependent on one another, and nobody wants to be able to say, that's it, let's go. So they're still sitting in a toxic situation that nobody's happy in. They're over the head, drowning in emotions, okay? You've drawn boundaries, so you're not allowing anyone to come and disrespect you because you're not going to play that game with you and you're protected by your spirit guides and archangels, so no one has the right to touch you. They can't cross that line if they wanted to. Michael Archangel standing right there at the boundary saying, I dare you. I dare you. You will not shatter the collective's dreams with your foolishness, your failures. Your time is up. There's delusional. They can keep their head in the clouds all they want, hoping to get another chance with you, but chance is up. They blew it. He blew it. He blew it when he went back to a karmic situation. That wishful thinking is all he's left with. That's all he's wishful thinking, longing you possibly thinking about getting a divorce to leave who he's with so he can try to issue an apology because he now has an epiphany that you're the one that he wants to be with. He doesn't want to be over there, but it's too little too late. It's too little too late. He's worried he can't get you back because you're ghosting him. You ghosting him after he ghosted you. He didn't know what he wanted in the past, and now he knows, but he's exhausted. He's exhausted at the fact that you won't come back. You won't listen to him. He can't get his family back with you because he wants to start another family with someone else out of lust. Okay? He's worried that you might have another man in your life, and he's paranoid that you're in a happy relationship that you're not willing to let go of for him. And why would you? And why would you? And when he does find that out, he's going to explode. Everything's going to explode. He's going to lose his temper. He's going to be angry. He's not going to be ready to face that. He's tired of all the drama going on in his life. Okay, everything is being known to public, how he treated you, what he did, the lies he told, what's going on in their household, how he fucked up the relationship by making his bad choices, choosing somebody else over you, over these, he's possibly having that sex addiction, possibly having the STD that he got from hooking up, living in a moment with all these different flames he was hooking up with a bunch of karmics, okay? He has no peace in his life at all, no balance. Meanwhile, you're healing, you have your life together, you're established, your money's growing. Some of you could have bought a new car while he felt stuck in a dead end situation. All right, living the nightlife. That's what he wanted. That's what he have. He want to offer you a fake apology just so he can try to come in and fight for what he want, but you're not trying to hear it. Just let him stay right over there, his bugaboo. That's who he wanted. That's where he is. All right, continuing cycles over and over again, laying up with people who lay up with everybody. You know, you ran away from that situation. You don't want to be bothered with that. Meanwhile, his life is falling apart. He's falling apart. You're following your dreams. You're blowing up. Okay, you know, he tried to keep you a secret. Tried to keep a secret that he had other people. You know, now he's suffering the consequences behind it. He just want to get away, come to you and set the story straight about what transpired, why it went wrong. Again, an earth sign towards Virgo, Capricorn, living in his sexuality, doesn't know what he wants, doesn't know what he needs, what's going to please him, who he is, okay, what makes him happy, doesn't have self-esteem for himself, okay. He wants to take you out on a date, wine you and dine you in hopes that he can get you back, but he's a real narcissist, and you already know that, so you're not interested in going on a date, okay. He wants to tell you that he's going to get a divorce as soon as, you know, he can get some money up, or they can agree on what they're going to do. He probably has to sneak to get away from her. You know, he wants to communicate. They're trying to figure out how to get away from her because she's such a bookaboo. All right, but he just needs you to give him some time to get himself out of that situation. But you don't trust him. You don't trust to ever get divorced because you see him as a liar because of all the lies that he told to you. And then you know he has addictions, addiction to women, addiction to sex, addiction to telling lies, pills, alcohol, drugs. Okay, he likes to go out there and fulfill fantasies. He might be engaged to someone. He had another commitment with someone that he didn't tell you about. Meanwhile, he was trying to put a love spell on you, playing your energy to keep you from moving on, but you did anyway because your spirit guides didn't play about you. But he wants you to know that he's coming back. He's coming back because his intuition is guiding him to come back to you. Okay, your guardian angels are saying, listen to your intuition. All right, be patient. Don't make any rash decisions. Okay. There's more to come out. There's more to be seen. There's more investigation going on. There's a possibility you have somebody pregnant. He may have had a child on you. He may have even went and got a pet. He may have a pet that he shares with someone else. But he's trying to manifest you back into his life, okay? But he's still cheating. Still doing the same things. Third party still hating on you. He's hating on you for leaving. He's still carrying on with private relationships, all right? Feeling insecure, all right? But Michael the Archangel protected you from catching the STD. And before he can even come to you and say something to you, he has to tell you that he has this STD because he can't come to you with these lies. He has to let you know that he contracted something, that he might be homeless, he might be being put at a house, okay? There was a failure. The attempt to have a stable foundation with you is now failed because he's stuck with a clingy old ex that he should have let go of a long time ago, but he was confused about how to do it, or confused about who he wanted. He didn't want to cut the ties between that person. It gave him a headache just thinking about leaving that person alone. It made him go into depression. All right, because he's a narcissist. He wanted his cake and eat it too. He hung around a bunch of fake friends who felt the same way that he did, who probably even told him, you can have your cake and eat it too. And because he did, he's now suffering in silence because you walked away. You opened your heart to this man and he didn't give it back to you. You shared love, he didn't share love back to you. And now, people want to sit there and talk about him, gossip about him, okay? About him moving on with somebody else, or you moving on with somebody else, moving on with the water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, that he's having challenges in that relationship with, okay? Because he was intimate with them. And cheated on you, air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, all right? Um, have health issues. They broke your heart. Broke your heart, but they might have high blood pressure, may have STD, okay, going on. Police might have to get involved in a situation they have going on because there's so much fussing and fighting. He might be getting played. She might be finding out that he's playing her, okay? Someone's trying to copycat you, trying to be like you. They want what you have. If you're out here doing something on social media, they want to do it too because you're doing it. But they just need to check themselves. They can't be you. No matter what they do, they can't be you. So they just need to check themselves, check their spirit guides, and see what do they need to do, okay? They also need to check themselves into a drug treatment program because they got a lot of drugs that are going on, all right? And they need to proceed with caution, and your spirit guides want you to proceed with caution if this person contacts you because they're doing drugs, okay? They're doing drugs, all right? You can't trust them. The bridge is burnt. You can't trust them. This person turned their back on you, all right? You were nurturing. You gave them a lot of wisdom. You tried to help them as much as you can, but he betrayed you, all right? And he just got caught. He got caught up in all his bullshit, all right? Now he's feeling hopeless, very lost, all right? You had to finally say game's over. He wants to come back. He wants to know if you're still interested. Can you guys go? Can you talk? Can you have a conversation? Can we talk about the past? Spirit guys say no. Nothing to talk about. There's nothing. You have someone else, right? Go talk to them. You don't need to talk to me. So, this person saying, but I hate nothing about you. I hate nothing about you. I just want the friendship back. I want to be with you, But they're envious of you. Friends envious of you. Envy of you moving on. Third parties envious that he wants to be with you. You already know this is going to go on. He thinks he's telling you something that you don't know. He misses the healing sex that you gave to him. Spirit says yes, he does, because you were a form of healing for him. But now he's going to go repeat the cycle because he went back to the same old shit, the same old gold digger he had in his life that he had before he met you, because they had a little honeymoon phase and he felt like, oh, we're going to make it work this time. But now they're emotionally distant, physically distant, okay? He wants to move out of the house. He could have moved in with her, and it's all going to hell. So much happened during Mercury retrograde with communication issues, okay? He's overworking himself, not sleeping at night, going to work to keep from going home because he didn't want to be there. There's no passion in that relationship at all. He just wants to move on, transform, and let it go. That's what he wants. There's no laughter. She doesn't bring him the laughter that you did. Okay, he misses the intimacy you brought to him. He wants a divorce. He hates that your contract with him had to end. He's optimistic that he'll be able to get you back into his life, but because he sees you as his soulmate, okay? He sees her as being toxic, something that he needs to throw to the trash, something that should have been thrown to the trash a long time ago, and he's angry that he held on to her and chose her over you, and she don't want to hear it. He tells her that he never should have chose her over you, but she doesn't want to hear it. She puts on a show for the public. They can't have their private arguments in the home. She has to show out in front of everybody, let everybody know what's going on with them, okay? But something's going to be revealed to you. Either you're going to hear something about it on social media from him, through a friend or someone, but you're going to hear about, him being feeling rejected, feeling left alone, or maybe even him leaving her alone, running away from that relationship, moving out, and probably not even telling her where you live, him blocking her out of his life, and you know, because he knows he fucked up. He know he fucked up the best thing he ever had in his life. It was you. And you're just gonna enjoy the gossip and watch it go down because you already knew the key was gonna be. You already knew. Rumors are already starting to surface about them, okay? Someone's trying to burn evidence that they were cheating, but they're not gonna be able to do that. You already knew. You didn't hang around for all the foolishness because emotionally you were too intelligent to know. These were childlike games that they were playing. People were just being salty, petty, angry. You walked away, took your time, smelled the roses, healed yourself, you know. You're going off to expect a new beginning with someone else. And maybe he expected a new beginning with this person. Maybe they thought, maybe someone said they were pregnant, okay? Maybe he got someone pregnant that he thought was just to be someone to lay up with, and it turned out to be more than that because he was laying up with everybody. She was laying up with everybody. She don't know who the father even is. All right, it was outdated news. Everybody had her. Everybody been saying the same thing. She lay up with everybody. Why you want her? She get a room with everybody. She say she going out of town for business, and it's not. All right, so people trying to investigate now to see who all have she slept with. Who could her baby daddy be? Is he the daddy? Is it not? Because she's a dirty little secret. Have dirty little affairs with anybody, everybody, on the down low. Sleep with other people, men, and it's got your man feeling antisocial. He don't know what to think. He wants to hide his head in shame. Okay, he feel left out. You know, giving people the silent treatment because it's in his feelings. Don't know where to go. Meanwhile, you're just on your side of the water, relaxing, clearing your mind because you said none of this have anything to do with it. You tried to have a love story, a nice romantic love story with this person, but he didn't want that. He wanted to go and hook up with other people, so you kicked him to the curb. You gave him just what he wanted. He couldn't keep a promise, so you kicked him to the curb. Now, he doesn't know if he have a baby on the way, but he wanted to say something to you. What did he want to say? What do you got going on now? What else can possibly go wrong in your life? You may have problems with the law. You may have a third-party baby that may not be yours. You may have an STD. You may have a drug problem. You may have alcohol problem. You may be going to jail. Okay. You got a dirty banana. Again, STD, health problems going on. Y'all trying to hide shit in the inside of your house because you don't want the public to know about all the toxicity you have going on. All right, you are starting to learn a lesson, but time is up. Time is up. Now, too late to learn a lesson. You're stalking my collective. All right, you're stalking them. You have no peace in your home, but you don't have peace in your home because of how you and your karmic are acting. All right, you fail to make healthy choices. All right, you're spending too much money. You can't make your bills meet. All right, you feel like you're stuck in a sticky situation. All right, you're trying to find a positive side of it, but there is no side of it. You're stressed in life. You're dealing with drugs, alcohol, overindulging in food, temptation. All right. Oh my gosh. Police again. Police might have to get involved after you guys. Might tell you need to go somewhere else. Might need to leave the house. Someone in authority might need to give you some assistance. You might need to get assistance on how to beat the drug problem. Okay, here we are again with alcohol problem that you're trying to cover up. All right, you're also trying to cover up that you're depressed, but you're trying to put a happy face on because you don't want nobody to see how depressed you are. The fact that you want to go work on another relationship with a collective because you want to cut the ties to the past and move on because you're sad looking back at the old days when you were happy, but when you were childish and not looking at things from the right perspective, from a higher perspective. You were out here hanging out with your baby mamas, okay, and having a playful mindset, playing too much, all right? But you had trashy behavior, hooking up with fake friends, people you thought you could trust, only to realize you can't trust. You had people out here covering up stuff for you, friends saying that you were with them when you weren't, doing things with friends that you really weren't doing things. Again, possibly selling substance with your friends. You had a friend that you were selling dope with, okay? Trying to start a profitable business with a friend that is really nothing more than a cover-up for a dope business. And the one faithful, loyal friend that you did have, you screwed that person over. that was devoted to you screwed them over by openly chatting and hooking up with other people, living the fast life, okay? Because you wanted to be out here in the limelight, retreating, having your cake and eating it too. Now you're repeating a cycle for yourself. Now you got somebody that you're attached to watching your every move, watching your back. You can't make a step without her watching you. You can't even trust to her. She doesn't trust you. Constantly calling you, constantly watching you, because you want to be the bee, go around pollinating every flower that came between your legs, okay? Now you're out here with the alligator out here. You're trying to listen to your primal instincts. You're trying to be on guard. You feel guarded. Some of you might actually have a friend that you call Gator that you're hanging out with, and that might be the one you need to watch, because like he's about to snap you on your back tail. All right, now you're just in an itchy situation and you don't know how to get out of it. Some of you might be itching down there your private part like this dog because you done caught something. All right, you know, the collective hit the nail on the head when she told you what she told you. And you figured out, how did she do that? But you have a sweet tooth. You have a sweet tooth for lust, and you couldn't let it go. So that's why you're depressed. Depressed, trying to put on a sad face. You don't show people who you are. You're mold of clay. You only show them what you want them to see, but deep down inside, you're falling apart. Because you have the need to be in control of everything, and it's getting you nowhere. Nowhere. You can't even control this drug habit that you have. You can't even control that. You had something to be grateful for, and you leaped right over the opportunities that you have, and now there's nothing to be grateful for, nothing but possibly another child that you brought into your dysfunctional life, your toxic ways, okay? You need to learn to stand up for yourself. I know you're crying at night when you can't go to sleep, crying in the shower. You can't see where you're going. Some of you having problems seeing at night. The headlights are blurring your eyes. You need to heal. You know you need to go within and heal. You need to cleanse your life. Wash away some of the things that you're doing, but you're too codependent on other people to move away from that person and take the time to heal, to stop being a player, stop laying up with everybody that open their legs and say welcome. You need to use some wisdom. Talk to people that have sound advice, people who have their life together, okay? Travel towards different areas. Travel towards different people who have survived the mess that you've gotten yourself in, because a tower is about to fall in your life, and your whole foundation is about to be shaken up, whether you see it or comment. And then what are your kids going to do? Have you been a role model for your kids, or you just been out here acting like one? Just high as a kite every day, all day long, smoking, high as a kite, not thinking. And you wonder why you can't see things clearly. So you move out here sly as a fox, sneaky, conning, going in hen houses, sleeping with other people, women, looking for lust, think that's going to fix your problems. Now you need a health checkup. You have STDs, high blood pressure, diabetes. You have problems going on with carpal tunnel. You need liver issues, abdominal issues, heartbroken, depressed, mental issues, fights in the family unit, trying to roll with the punches, but it's just too much aggression going on there. People digging up dirt on you, trying to find out what you're up to, what you're trying to hide. All right, people walking around on their high horse, or they think you're walking around here on your high horse, because you are. Some of you might be a Sagittarius. Some of you trying to put makeup on to hide the abuses of your domestic situation. Some of you lying about, some of the abuse that you're going on in a relationship. Some of you want to make up with somebody from the past, okay? Somebody that you've been envious of. Envious because they're moving on, they're leaving you behind. Somebody who watched somebody who sees the green flags and know when to take advantage of opportunity, while you sit back and know what goes up comes down. Keep repeating cycles in your life with this cloak and dagger attitude that you have, trying to cover up everything about you, like people don't see what's really going on, wanting to live the fast life, hiding behind the house, throwing a hand, hiding behind the house, imprisonment in your own mind. That's what you got. Spirit guys, tell me, what do they need to go work on? This person needs to sit their ass down and work on themselves. What do they need to work on, spirit guys? Feeling shame and guilt. They need to work on their shame and guilt. They ought to throw a shame for all the stuff that they did. Because they have these corroding, erosion habits. They need to let go. Habit of cheating. Habit of sleeping around on people. Habit of lying, betraying, manipulating. They need to have courage to heal. Get their life right. Be somebody's father. Be a reputable father. They need to emotionally release whatever they have they're holding back. They need to purge themselves. Go through a spiritual awakening. Let go of the past trauma, abandonment issues that they've had. Whatever it was that was in their childhood still holding them back. These limited beliefs that make them think they're not good enough. They need to understand they are good enough. They need to recognize the patterns that they do in their life because they do have them. I'm here to tell you, they need to do some type of art projects or something hands-on to try to help them heal, to take their anger out on. Okay? Are there any loving messages for this person? Any loving messages this person wants to say to the collective? Probably not. I don't know if they have a loving bone in them. They did them wrong, so they might not. I'm sure it's not an apology. Yeah. Resentments and trigger, or they want to tell you they're in a karmic relationship, but you knew that. You knew that. They were dating people online. They were meeting people. They were meeting new people and taking them out on dates. They self-sabotaged this out of fear of intimacy and their ego. They were frustrated. They feel like they lacked confidence to come towards you. They were in a higher level commitment, possibly marriage, possibly living with someone. Yeah, we knew that. That's nothing new. Some things are going to eventually come out to light. They got charmed by a snake, of course. Yeah, every dog meets its day. Every dog meets its day. They meet someone just as doggy as them. All right. Some exciting news is going to come out. That's going to help transform them, and it's going to make them go to a new phase. It could be just running with the police. They may have to sit their ass in jail for a while, and that might be the wake up call that they need to get their life together when they're sitting there and don't have anyone to send them money on their books and talk to them. Truth and clarity is going to come out. Okay, the sword and rose, they're going to reveal something to you. They're going to eventually reveal the truth to you. There's two versions of the truth. Is what's the curious one. Expect a love message for them. They're thinking of you. Okay, they do feel like you have everlasting love between you. They do want to take a chance and come towards you. They don't want to love bomb you this time. They want to take the time to love you the right way because they are learning from the past and reminiscing about you. Okay? And what did the angels say? What did the angels say? Because the person still has a lot going on. So are the angels advising you to have anything to do with this person? No, the angels say you have big, happy changes coming. You just need to wait. You have big, happy changes coming. Like, whatever this person has going on, yeah, that's going to be this person's for them to deal with. They need to grow. They need to change. They need to transform. Okay? Angels are saying you need to trust them. You have big, happy changes going on, and you need to let them go. Okay, this is my reading for you for today. This person has a lot of growth, a lot of things they need to do. So until our next reading, have a good day.